Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and Action Movie Night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Death Hunt, released in 1981. Death Hunt stars Charles Bronson, Lee Marvin, Andrew Stevens, Carl Weathers, Ed Lauter, Scott Hylands, Angie Dickinson, Henry Beckman, William Sanderson, and Jon Cedar. Death Hunt was directed by Peter Hunt. Now, this film, I remember vaguely from when I was younger. My dad loved Charles Bronson and he loved Lee Marvin, so getting to have both of them in one film was a pretty big thing for him. He got to see two of his idols of the cinema on the screen. And so later on, whenever I would watch the movie with him whenever I got older, I really appreciated it. I mean, when I first watched it back in the day, I thought it was a very interesting, fun, action-style film. But I wasn't getting the actual full story, because when you're a kid and watching something, you don't get all of the fun moments that are for adult only. Whereas this film has a lot of those moments in it. But it is such an interesting story. Charles Bronson plays a character named Albert Johnson, who is chased by Lee Marvin's character of Sergeant Edgar Millen. And it is a really intense, fun, kind of a chase film where it's this cat and mouse game between Bronson and Marvin. And it's great having these two legendary actors in this film being able to kind of play off each other. One is the so-called villain, which Bronson's character is not really a villain in this. So it is almost a precursor to The Fugitive in a lot of ways in this, because Albert is not really a bad guy, and yet he is being pursued by this law enforcement guy and his group. So it is a very, very fun film, well acted, such a great cast. Not only do you have Charles Bronson and Lee Marvin in this thing, you got Andrew Stevens, you got Carl Weathers, you have Ed Lauter, you have Angie Dickinson. I mean, it is a really good cast. And Peter Hunt does an excellent job of directing the action and putting this thing together.
Sitka! No! Sitka! No! God! No! Get Sitka! 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 No!
It is a well-made action adventure film. Carl Weathers' character in this has to have the longest name in cinema history. His character in this film is named George Washington Lincoln Sundog Brown. Yeah. Wow. Wasn't just enough to have his name be George Washington, or just George Washington Brown. You had to have Lincoln and Sundog in there as well. But Carl Weathers is priceless in this film. He has some really cool one-liners in this thing, especially when Andrew Stevens is in the scene.
She says you walk like you got a roll of nickels up your ass.
I mean, so priceless. Carl Weathers is such a very underrated actor. I have always loved him in anything he's in, and this is no different. And then you have Ed Lauter. I mean, Ed Lauter is one of those character actors that has been in numerous films. You probably don't know his name, but when you see him on screen, you recognize him. That is the kind of character actor that Ed is. And his character of Hazel in this is very, very well played as usual. I don't think I've ever seen Ed Lauter playing a role in a film where he did not impress. Very good character actor. And then, of course, you have the lovely Angie Dickinson. And at this point, she was getting a little older, but she still looked really attractive, and she was really good in this, playing Vanessa McBride in this. But overall, I think Death Hunt is such a fun film. If you have not seen Death Hunt, do me a favor and go out, seek this film out right now and get it. This is one of those films that, you know, where my dad and I kind of disagreed on Hammer's Dracula film, that my dad loved Horror of Dracula, and I like it, but I wasn't as enamored with it. Whereas with this one, I give this film a 9.7 out of 10. I wholeheartedly agree with my dad on this one. This was a great film, and it is well put together. But what do you think? Have you seen this film? Has my review of this film made you want to see this film? If you have not seen this film, please, I implore you, seek this out now, because you will not regret it. If you love action, adventure kind of films, if you loved The Fugitive, I think you will find this movie very appealing. So let me know in the comments down below, has my review made you want to see this? Or have you seen this? What do you think of it? And as usual, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it really does help this channel out a lot. Anyway, that is the end of another action movie night. Hope you will join me tomorrow for video game night. Until then, I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow.